Low milk proteins are very much related to low energy intake. So I think that's a particular challenge on many farms this spring, with challenging grazing conditions, maybe poor silage in the diet at present. So I would look first at energy intake. So body condition score is extremely important for subsequent milk production, and particularly in terms of fertility. So where energy intake, again, as with milk protein, is very important for body condition. So at this time of the year now, as before the breeding season, farmers need to be looking at the body condition score of their cows and then paying particular focus to the energy intake of the cows in terms of how much forage and concentrates they're being offered, and the quality of what they're being offered as well is very important. Have a good idea of the energy intake, try and get a handle on the actual energy intake of the animals. So what they're being offered in terms of grass, both grass quantity and also grass quality. So if farmers aren't too sure of that themselves, that they would seek advice on that. And also then in terms of the concentrates that they're being fed, concentrates are going to be needed to bridge that energy gap, and also good quality silage, if it's available on farms, can also be useful as well. In terms of the type of concentrate, energy is much more important than protein in the concentrates. In general, grass is very high protein. This time of the year could be 22 or 3% protein on many farms. So it's really the energy in the concentrates that we're looking at. And so that's what I would focus most on. I'd be recommending that farmers make sure that the requirements of the cows match the feeding levels for both minerals and CalMag, and to pay particular attention to that. So in terms of priorities, first of all, to ensure that the cows are being adequately fed through grass and through other supplements, concentrates and forage. And then after that, to look at the minerals that they're being offered to ensure that they're getting sufficient minerals. Many minerals are very important in terms of resumption of cyclicity, overall fertility and animal health, and then in terms of CalMag, obviously too, to make sure that cows are getting what they actually require. Looking towards breeding in the next few weeks, if a lot of cows are not being seen cycling at this stage, there's obvious things like getting the cows checked to see if there are issues there that can be sorted. Aside from that, to pay particular attention to body condition score, to assess that on farm at this stage, to look at and pay particular attention to thin animals, to consider, you know, the energy intake of those animals. Are they getting enough dry matter intake? To really consider that energy in the concentrates is more important than protein, and also then for those very important minerals for fertility, to make sure that the cows are getting adequate amounts of those through their concentrate feeds. So in terms of what farmers can be doing now ahead of the breeding season is assess the body condition score of all the cows. Pay particular attention to those thin cows, because cows at body condition score of 2.5 or less will have a lower success rate in terms of fertility. Look at the energy balance of the cows. Are the cows being well enough fed? Are they getting the adequate minerals in? And to take note of cows that are cycling and those that aren't. And at that stage then to take note of that, get those animals that are not cycling checked. That's very important. Low butterfat levels can be a particular problem on farms, particularly in the second rotation, where grass is very lush, very digestible, and overall has low fibre levels. So farmers can consider at that stage the type of fermentable fibre or energy that's included in the concentrates, and also look at maybe offering round bale silage or straw to cows before and after milking, just to boost the overall fibre intake.